Hi, my name is Mark Bernard. I'm a monetary economist. And in this video, I want to compare the economies of Russia with the economies of Netherlands. And I think it's going to be an interesting video. My claim is the economy of Russia is tiny, it's minuscule, it's insignificant. And I question why anybody in the West, whether it be magazines, newspapers, or politicians, give any bit of credibility to Russia as a large country or a strong country. Russian propaganda and rhetoric states Russia big, Russia strong. But if we compare it to the economy of the Netherlands, I think you'll see the Netherlands will dwarf Russia in every category. Voltaire, the French Enlightenment philosopher, said, "The Dutch are an odd people. They can do business around the world without controlling people or without occupying lands." One of my premises is this is the opposite of the Russian state. Garry Kasparov, world-renowned chess champion, has stated many times in his book, Winter is Coming, that Russia does not reference Karl Marx nor Adam Smith, but rather the Godfather. Because it's the Godfather demands loyalty, not competence, not value added, and not efficiency. So let's set the stage. Russia is arguably the largest country in the world. It's got 17.1 million square kilometers. In contrast, the Netherlands is only 41.5 thousand kilometers. Russia has 146 million people. The Netherlands only has 17.5 million. So it's an interesting comparison because tiny little Netherlands compared to big Russia. Now, many times people will make the comment, oh, Russian economy is basically like the Italian economy in size and comparability. Nothing like Italy. Italy is above and beyond Russia. Northern Italy, it's like an industrial future, high tech. They're creating cars, technology, steel. It looks like medicines that, semiconductors or whatever they're doing there. It looks like you're in some science fiction future movie. Russia, dystopian future. And we know this. There's factories that entire towns under communist times, it would be like one factory and, a million people, let's say, or I don't know how many people. And these people would never leave their town. Big puffs of smoke would come out. And they would just dream of laying on the beach in, somewhere eating oranges. It's some strange dystopia. So you can't compare it to Italy. Italy's a very diverse economy, agriculture, engineering, production, and it's head and shoulders, eons beyond Russia. So it's not Italy. We have to compare it to Netherlands. I'd say in terms of size, there might be an argument that Russia is almost comparable in size. Russia has 2.1 trillion in GDP. Netherlands has 1.1 trillion in GDP. But we know something about Russia. Every claim they make economically has to be factored down. It's the tradition. It's the tradition from communism that they're lying about this. Down 20% is a conservative estimate. Well, let's go with that. Then you have to say the Netherlands, 1% is spent on defense. Maybe 2% if you encompass everything. Russia, it's 7 to 8% directly, 17.9% indirectly, but definitely totally related to defense. And then if you encompass the defense industry and complex, it's 53% currently in 2024 of their entire GDP. You whittle it all down, you're looking at a $750 billion, dollar economy in Russia. And you whittle it down for defense in, obviously also for their exaggeration factor, let's say 700 billion. you whittle it down in Netherlands, you're speaking about still about $1 trillion. Netherlands surpasses above and beyond anything Russia does because you have to carve out the non-productive aspects. The only productive aspects of an economy are either investment in capital goods or consumption goods. The G sector, not important. The G sector where it's related to destructive activities, and I've gone into my broken windows fallacy. I highly recommend you look up the broken windows fallacy. It is a non-productive area, and you have to carve that out of GDP. So tiny little minuscule Netherlands is greater in every way than big Russia. I mean, the Dutch are an interesting people. Did you know that Frisian is probably the closest language to English? In fact, you could probably understand it. I go to school in Europe. I'm really done. I teach in Europe, but often they have a language requirement at a high level of fluency at a business level. And, I do speak Polish. I don't know if I could be tested at that high, super high level of fluency they're expecting at these top universities. And I was even considering studying just cramming Dutch. I could probably learn that faster at that level than I could because Polish is such a complicated language, but that's another story. A lot of people think the Pennsylvania Dutch are connected to the Dutch, but that's actually High German. So just some interesting fun facts about the Dutch. The Dutch are related to the Flemish, which are connected to Belgium, partially, and the French. Who doesn't like Rembrandt? Well, what does Russian culture have? Russian culture is really, again, a non-productive culture which doesn't produce much. Where the Netherlands, Holland is different than the Netherlands. Holland is just a region in the Netherlands. They focus on sustainable agriculture. Did you know that the Dutch are the second largest agricultural exporter in the entire world, only to the United States? Russia, with all its vast lands, not even close. They do vertical farming, sustainable. They use robots, hydroponics. The Russians, they just spray with pesticides and NPK, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. The Russians destroy the land. The Netherlands is known for land reclaimment. They are the quintessential conscious capitalists. The Netherlands is just fun. There's two things in life. There's fun and unfun. I go to Amsterdam, I have fun, okay? I go to Russia, I'm just keeping my head down. I bribe people. I keep my head down. It's kind of like unfun. And sure, yeah, there are some guys on YouTube that will tell you Russia's so great. I question what they're getting out of that deal, okay? And I really question that. And I could go into that in another video. Everything in Russia is like toxic. Even when I go to Russia, I bring protein bars from the States or from Poland because I'm not going right now. Like I said, they probably arrest me immediately with these YouTube videos. Why do I bring protein bars? Because maybe you can find some vegetables, but everything is sprayed. All the meat, all these YouTubers, they all have nitrates. They're all smoked. I can't find anything that I personally would feed to my dog, okay? It's this horrible life. No coincidence that they have a male life expectancy of like 67. The Dutch are pressing 80 something. And that tells a lot. So this Dutch are really progressive in technology. They have these brain hubs that were spontaneously emerging like tulips, okay? It's not like it's some huge government, we are going to make a brain hub. No, it's just so many smart people self-actualizing, having freedom. Even the founder of Yandex, he went to the Netherlands. He didn't stay in Moscow. I mean, think of Sergey Brin and Google. He went to the States. He didn't stay in Moscow. There's no freedom of expression. There's no possibility. There's no opportunity. There's no scenario on this life that Russia is a viable country in my understanding of a country. The best thing that ever could happen to Russia, and I'm not recommending it, is somehow it's dismantled top down, not reformatted where we have a new group of Russian people. The Russian population has been so propagandized, it would take 50, maybe 75 years before they get the swing of this, capitalism, this freedom that the Netherlands has. The Netherlands, the per capita GDP, it's one of the highest in the world. They have great benefits, society, really supportive. It's a clean country. It's a technologically advanced country. Again, that part of the country, the Netherlands looks like you're in the future. You want to visit the future, you don't need to. Just go to the Netherlands. And I'm not just talking about these few hotels, these hostels in Amsterdam. Like 90% of the tourists, they're all hanging out, waiting for something to happen. No, go to the Dutch countryside. It's absolutely stunning. And the people are nice. Go to the Russian countryside, you're hard-pressed to find plumbing. So when you're comparing these two countries in terms of quality of life expectancy, innovation, freedom, just the vibe of having fun in Holland, Dutchland, Netherlands, compared to Russia, everybody's just like looking to get out, looking to escape, or if they're not, I question what their sense of judgment and moral character are. Russia is not a viable country. It needs to be dismantled. Russia compared to Netherlands, think about it. The Netherlands, Russia is 412 times, not 12%, 412 times larger than the Netherlands. It has 8.3 times more people. And it's a useless piece of I don't know what. It's a mafia state. The poor suffering souls there, they can't even liberate themselves. They need to watch the Hunger Games. They have to watch the Hunger Games like 10 times over until they find a mockingbird. Then maybe I start to have some respect, because if I had a Russian passport, I'd either be donating to Ukraine or finding a way behind the scenes to bring not a reformatting, but a dismantling of the whole process. At this point, I think, initially I was thinking reformatting. I think the whole place has to be dismantled. Okay, so that's my comparison of this high-tech, super agricultural, vertical farming, their goal in the Netherlands by 2050 is to phase out all natural gas and unsustainable fossil fuels, and Russia is to amp it up for some reason. If you haven't been to both places, and I frequent both places, not Russia now, you gotta trust me on this comparison. Netherlands, top. Small country, super big, super powerful. Russia, bottom. Super small, super weak. My name is Mark Bernot. I'm a monetary economist. Have a great day. Thank you very much.